So on today's episode, I'm going to be addressing a very, very important matter. And this is due to the fact that some real estate investors have found it extremely difficult to clearly distinguish what a C of O in view is, what a C of O file number is, and what a C of O title document represents. Over time, I've seen several instances of real estate developers using some of these things to cajole investors to buy property. So on today's episode, we are going to be explaining what these documents are and important questions that real estate investors must ask before they invest. More importantly, if it's a clear scenario of this nature. Welcome to my channel. I'm very glad that you are here. If you are coming across my channel for the first time, this is everything about real estate in Lagos, Nigeria. Support me by God's grace. Support me by subscribing to this channel. If you have inquiry, drop your comments on the comment section. Like this video and share with your friends. Trust me, some of the information I'll be discussing today will liberate some of your investors and some of your family friends who are about to make a costly real estate decision. I'll be back immediately after this short commercial. Don't go nowhere. Now, let us talk about the matter of C of O in view, what a C of O file number is, and what a C of O title document is. Now, one of the reasons why I'll be addressing this matter basically is due to the fact that I've discovered that some real estate developers are using C of O file number as a strategy, to make investors buy properties. And many investors, more importantly those in the diaspora, equate a C of O file number to an actual C of O document. Now, let me say this. I am not saying all real estate developers are guilty of this. But you see, in our system here in Nigeria, the good have actually, the bad eggs have actually overcrowded those who are doing the right thing. And this is why we come online to explain some of these things so that you will not be making a costly real estate investment decision. Now, let me start by saying this, that there are some properties that were C of O, that had C of O file number before I started secondary school. Today, to the glory of God, I own a master's degree and I'm planning to start a PhD, and such properties still retain that same C of O file number. Now, a lot of people don't understand that when it comes to the issue of investing in real estate, not only in Lagos, whether it is in other states across the federation, there are some important questions you need to ask the developer. Like I said at the commencement of this video, I've said that some real estate investors make a mistake to equate a C of O file number to an actual C of O document. Now, when a developer applies for a C of O on a particular property, a document is opened in the Ministry of Land, whether it is in Lagos, whether it is in Abeokuta, whether it is in every state. Now, that document will come with a file number. And when that file number has been issued to you, it means that when you search that file number, it will clearly indicate that this developer have started the process of getting a C of O on that property. However, starting the process does not mean the process will be completed anytime soon. Like I said, there were some C of O file number that were applied for in Ibeju Lekki as far back as 2016, 2017, 2018, that if you today go to the Ministry of Lands in Alausa and you find out that that record does not exist. Why? Because government have sold that property to another people or to another company. Why is that happening? When a developer applies for a C of O, the company is expected to pay some amount of money to government. Now, the reason why many C of O file number still remains as file number is because of the fact that some companies struggled to pay this money. Now, for the fact that they struggled to pay this money does not mean that government will cancel that file number, in as much as fact that a file number has been opened and you have paid for it, it stays there. But that does not equate to the fact that that file number or the process has moved from being a file number to a signed C of O. And that is why you need to understand that most of these things are what most real estate investors don't understand. And it will be a costly decision for you to invest and don't follow up that investment. And these are some of the things you need to understand. Now, when the developers start processing the C of O, many people don't complete it. That is the challenge I have with some of them. And I have also said it before that if you don't understand real estate investments, not only in Lagos, it is very important that you work with people who understood the process. So people who are familiar with some of these, so that they can be in a proper position to advise you on what to do. Now, many people watching this video today choose to work with some realtors who are always after their own personal interest. And this is why you need to understand that I can start a process of documentation and I may intend not to complete that process of documentation. And why is that? The fact basically is that when you apply for a C of O, government charge, more importantly in Lagos, government charge your C of O on hectares. And I cited the case of what happened in the Ibeju Lekki corridor of Lagos. I said in my video that when many people were charging or were filing for C of O per plot was charged for 10 million, and per hectares it was charged for over 150 million. That money was very, very expensive for some real estate developers to afford, and that is why today many of them did not go ahead to get a C of O, and that is why the file number till tomorrow, if you check it, is still there. But does the file number equals that you have a C of O? No, don't make that mistake. So it is very important that you understand this, and that is why I've said it before that if you are buying real estate, it is very important that you follow through the process of documentation, because you see, these things are very, very crucial. So these are some of the fundamental things that I'm explaining today. Now, if you are buying a property that has a C of O file number, have it at the back of your mind that if the developer fails to perfect it, please, my dear real estate investor, just calculate the cost and do it yourself. But in a situation where the developer successfully completes that process of getting a C of O, I will say a big congratulations if that should be your case. But if that is not your case, okay, I would advise you follow up the process and get this thing done. Now, I've seen other scenarios whereby some real estate development company will pay for C of O for just 2 or 3 acres. Now, because you see, governments assign or allocate C of Os in acres. Like for instance, if you have 50 acres of land, that does not automatically mean government will grant C of Os on the entire 50 acres. And this is what some real estate investors don't understand. And for some who have bought properties and you have not paid up your fees, you are owing statutory fees for 2 years, 3 years, you are already putting up yourself in a position whereby you may be allocated outside the title. Because you see, I've said it in my video, the allocation is based on what? First come, first serve. So this is my advice. I've seen instances whereby the C of O that may be on a 50 acres of land may not exceed just 2 acres. Now, I've seen instances whereby the developers will use that 2 acres C of O to sell the entire 50 acres as C of Os. And that is why sometimes if you are working or buying real estate, working with professional and experienced real estate consultancy company like us is very, very important, because you see, the reason why we come online to share some of these experiences are things that we have witnessed. We are always at a better position to protect your investments. So these are some of the things I want to explain to you, real estate investors, today. I want you to know that these are some of the gimmicks, these are some of the manipulations that some unscrupulous real estate developers may want to do. And another thing I also want to be talking about basically is that we made a decision in this our industry that as long as the Ibeju Lekki, the Ekpe and other environs in Lagos is concerned, or regardless of the location that you have chosen as your preferred real estate investment destination, we will not be associating with some companies. Why? Because you see, we have seen a lot of different and ugly scenarios on how government is collecting land from some unproven real estate companies and selling it to other companies. We've seen instances whereby a lot of people have allocated people to lands, and today those properties are not there. How many do we want to talk about? And that's why we need to understand that if you are buying real estate, it is very important that you work with a company that has been in the business for a very long time, a company that has the proper documentation, a company that can protect the property they've sold to you. These things are very, very crucial and important, and these are some of the things we will do if you choose to work with us. So I hope you have been able to understood what a C of O file number is and what an actual C of O file C of O document really is. Thank you very much for this wonderful time. Once again, this is Property Matters. Please and please, one more time, subscribe if you're a new viewer. You can share this video with some of your friends and family. More importantly, those who are real estate enthusiasts. Until I come your way in another explosive and mind-blowing episode. Thank you very much. See you next time. Bye for now.